What's up and what's going on, good people? What's up and what's going on, good people? Back in here with another one. Happy Friday to everybody. Going to be getting into it. Going to be talking about this nonsense you see right here in the thumbnail. Asking the question: is this normal yet? Like, is it? Is this just like Have we got to a place where we see stuff like this and we don't even, happy family, just keep scrolling? Yeah, or do we still have we gotten to that point yet? Or are we still like, when you scrolling and you see something like this and then you accidentally drop whatever you had in your hand and like, what the hell am I looking at? I just wondered. Did they have they completely done us in? Do we see stuff like this and not even? That's yeah. 2023. That's where we live. That's where we live. We're going to be talking about a number of things. Going to be getting into that. Going to be talking about the Ebony K Williams planned single motherhood thing. Going to be talking about what else? Keke Palmer doubling down on the don't need no man, doing her independent thing after she just got into some stuff because the father of her son had a problem with how she was with her cheeks out, getting all hot and moist for Usher. She just basically just middle fingers to him, and that's okay. That is normal. We do see stuff like that and don't bat an eye. Going to be getting into a number of things. So let's strap on in. Okay, saying let's strap on in hits different when I just showed. Never mind. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Oh, and before we get all the way into it, and I almost always forget, special shout out and acknowledgement to Machismo TV.
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
All right. Now we in here. Shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to the early bird squad, even though we not starting that damn early. But shout out to each and every one of you to make it in bright and early before we even get things started. Dolomite in the building says, what foolishness do we have today with this image right here on this effery Friday? Absolutely, absolutely. The image that the gentleman speaks of is this image here of a big happy family, yes, that's what we're going to be talking about, going to be touching on that and a number of other things. So shout out to you. Appreciate you coming on through, dropping a comment. Shout out to LaShawn Jefferson, says okay, but now dusty cause ain't gay. I think you mean but not dusty because okay, I don't know what you're saying. Can't win at all. I do get that part, but I didn't get the rest of it. Dolomite in the building says, God damn it, I'm taking a closer look to see a 6-foot nigga looking like an undersized power forward in a white halter top and see-through bell bottoms. Oh man, yeah. All right. Yeah, it's all bad. Blue Monster in the building says, when cats get too curious, God kills them with the bare hands. The Bible. Yeah, that's not officially in there, but when you read it, it's kind of in there. that's kind of in the good book. They don't acknowledge those scriptures as much, but that Old Testament. Shout out to the Mac the Trucker. Shout out to Domino King. Shout out to Keep It 100 in the building. Says, I told people the weird shit will. Shut up. Holy crap! Why is the top not on there? That's not the top not on there. What the? Oh, okay, all right. If y'all can see what, just never mind. Just hand it to me. Oh shit! All right. Okay. If anybody has ever handed you a coffee cup without the lid on it, and you assume that the lid is, and I can't reach those. I need those handed to me. I wanted you to do it. I'm sorry. You did? Then put them all the way over there then. All right. Somebody ever hand you a coffee cup without the lid on it, without the lid all the way on it, but you assume the lid is on it? The amount of mess you will make when you just grab it and then the lid go flying off and then the coffee all over you, it's almost like you're getting pranked. Somebody hand me a coffee cup without the lid on it. I feel like I'm being pranked. That's what just happened. And that was my son I was talking to like that. That wasn't my woman or a female assistant. Not that they would get talked to any different, but I just don't want to get called chauvinistic this early in the show. we got to build up to that, Don't call me a misogynist. Or, we ain't even got out to open and we ain't even gotten to the show yet. No, that was my son. He handed me a coffee cup without the lid on it, with a lid halfway on it. When he handed me the cup, the lid was like that. Damn, y'all can't see that. The lid was like that, and so it was like just ready to just wobble right off. I'm like, either hand it to me like this, or hand it to me with it screwed all the way on. Don't hand it to me with the lid halfway on. That's called a prank. Make somebody think the lid on a coffee cup so they could turn it upside down and spill it on themselves. It's like Bernard blowing up. He got people handing him coffee. No, it's only my son. I don't got a staff over here. My dream is to have like a little like a white intern with ponytail and glasses who I'm sending to fetch to go get my coffee. Like that's when I'm big time. That's when I'm big time. When I got white people bringing me my coffee, that's when I made it. But but no, that was just my son who tried to set me up to spill some hot coffee on myself on the air. Messed up the whole show. Messed up my whole opening. It's the grown misogynistic hour. I can go with that. Hoop Jargon in the building says, I had to break out the misogyny on my show last night. Send me the clips. I want to see that. I want to see what happened. I want to see the misogyny. Falcon Schwarzenegger. Okay, what does that say? Say F it. We'll do it live. Bill O'Reilly. Absolutely. BR with the effery. Have you prepared? What effery have you prepared for us today? Yeah. Oh, he said, "Happy YouTube payday, creators." Yeah, that is true. We do get paid on the 21st. We do get paid on the 21st. That is correct. We get paid today. All right, cut the music. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I didn't even get to acknowledge everybody because I almost got hot coffee spilled on me. Okay, Azrael, first of his name, says, I dead thought that was Shanae. Oh my goodness. He dead thought that was Shanae. Yeah, it looked like it. It legit looked like it. Oh man.
These last $2.
Oh man. All right. Let's get on into it. The first thing that I got for y'all today, and shout out to the good brother fighting the good fight. Black men being brutally honest. I don't know if he made this meme. Let's drop that down right there. That let me get that super chat off the screen real quick. And get this super chat off the screen. Black man being brutally honest. I don't know if he made this meme. I'm gonna put it back up there real quick. I don't know if he made this meme or if somebody else made it or he found it and he shared it, but it looked like one that it's clearly a homegrown meme that you got to be in the thick of it in the sphere to really get this one. It says, black people in this space be like, yas, destiny came with stats, facts on you niggas. Yas, white people won. Amazing Lucas. Yas, I can't do that. Yas, I think that's how I go. Yas, okay. Yas, Lucas came with stats and facts on you niggas. He said, bussy. Yas. Hell no. Then got big image of BGS's avatar or logo or whatever. He says, hell no. BGS trying to use stats and facts. That's shame, blame, and explain. If that don't sum up how Negroes think in this space, how Negroes are hell-bent on just trying to gaslight black men out of doing content for black men, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. Like, that's exactly how the shit happens. That's exactly how the shit plays out. Shame brothers for using facts and stats, but somebody counter with facts and stats. Yes, look at them. They told them niggas. Then when the black people who speak up for black men try to use facts and stats to break down the shit, been doing it for years. Got all of black YouTube pulling out stats now. What do they say? Quit trying to use stats. Stats don't mean nothing. Exactly how Negroes operate. Exactly how you Negroes operate. Black men being brutally honest. So shout out to him. Yeah, okay. So I don't know if he make those memes or if he get them from somewhere. It looked like he making them. Because they be like right on point with what's going on in the space. They'd be right on point with what's going on in the space. So shout out to him. But let's get into it. Shout out to Kev. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's make this happen today.
My son gave me some ass. I'm my own boss and I got my own cash. I don't need a nigga, only thing I need some bag.
All right. Keke Palmer in the building after blowing up on the internet. That's blowing up social media, setting the whole social media YouTube black bullshit sphere, whatever the fuck, setting all that ablaze, going to the Usher concert with her cheeks out and her live-in baby daddy had a problem. Live-in baby daddy had a problem, which he had every right to have a problem. People could debate tit for tat over how he handled it. He shouldn't have did this. He shouldn't have did that. Blah, 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 blah. We get it. We understand. That's the thing that happens. He probably, my argument was she, disrespected him publicly, so something publicly should have been done. Had he handled it the right way, he would have had her release a public statement, publicly apologizing for her bad behavior versus him, releasing a statement about how he felt about it. He would have, if he would have handled it the right way, he would have had her basically publicly apologize to him and everybody else who saw it. But either way it go, it happened the way it happened. He said how he felt about it. The internet came at him. He defended himself on the internet. The more internet came at him even more. She had been kind of silent on it since then. So it's like she's kind of de facto speaking on it right now. With the whole thing, the whole idea, the whole notion. She's saying her son gave her some ass. I guess she's been skinny her whole life. She had a baby in midlife, and now she got ass. I guess that, okay. In a perfect world, that's how it's supposed to go, really. I mean, you're supposed to be skinny, you're supposed to be trim, you're supposed to be in shape. And then, when you get older, you get married, you start, popping out some babies for your husband, and then you pack on a little baby weight, but you do your best to keep yourself in shape, but your body change, and now your thighs a little thicker and your butt a little bigger, but you're still in decent shape, and now your husband went from having a slim chick to a slim thick chick. And y'all one big happy family. And she maintained that. And that's how it's supposed to go. That's how it's supposed to go. Only difference is they fucking and popping out babies so young now. They by the time they at the stage in life where they supposed to be, post baby slim thick for their husband, they they post baby thick for like the third baby daddy. No, post baby thick for like the second baby daddy. Now for the good guy to actually come marry him, by the time he get them, then now they full blown, fat with a couple kids by a couple men by then, But really, in a perfect world, that's how it's supposed to go. That when you get married, you get a little, thicker for your husband as it goes on, but you keep it in pocket and make sure you don't gain too much. That's how it's supposed to function in a normal functioning situation. That's how it's supposed to go. But this what she came out with. This what she's saying. I don't even know if this was already a pre-existing song, or she wrote some new bars for the occasion in response, so to speak, to this whole situation. But that's what it is. She's saying she don't need a man, she need a bag. And it's so crazy that the ones who be completely 100% holistically with a man will speak the I don't need a man. It's crazy. It's like, I think selling drugs to your community is a pretty destructive thing that some black men do. I mean, not being a drug dealer, I'm not going to espouse the values and virtues of drug dealing. I'm not going to do it. Now, I guess some could argue that there are black men to do it because there are black men who don't sell drugs no more or who have never sold drugs, but they glorify it in the song because they know that makes them look hard, that makes them look cool, that makes them look, for the streets, from the streets, that help boast their hood image and their hood credibility, their hood currency, their nigga juice. It gives them more nigga juice to pretend to be a drug dealer. So even though women be in faithful, committed, loving relationships, not saying that she is, because I don't buy her being in one. But either way it go, I mean, well, she's in a relationship, but the faithful, loving, committed, I question that. But either way it go, it helps their standing with the sisterhood, even if they're married, even if they absolutely 100% need a man and rely on a man. It helps their standing to speak that independent shit. And that's more or less what she is on. That is more or less what she is on. And the shit is beyond goofy. Beyond goofy. But we've covered and we've chronicled that to the point to where, it ain't nothing that we're exactly shocked about. We're past the point of being shocked about this kind of shit. But we know what it is and we see it. We know what it is when we see it. Sierra just drops her. Sierra, who talking about being independent, not needing a man. She needed one like you wouldn't believe. She was the poster child for needing that bailout plan. As far as a celebrity goes, you get knocked up by a serial impregnator, then you just going to spend the rest of your career just being Future's baby mama versus being Russell Wilson's wife. Yeah, that was an image saver. You needed that. She definitely needed that. But let me this is a slight bullshit segue that we're about to get into. We're going to be talking about Magic Johnson, or Magic Johnson's son, as we get later into the show. We're going to be talking about Magic Johnson's son now. So this is a unrelated bullshit segue that just popped across right when I was starting the show. I was like, what the hell? But dig it. Check it out.
You'll get to the head of that fire truck still.
Now, what you are witnessing here, this is the Denver Nuggets championship parade after they won the championship.
Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic at the head of that fire truck, still celebrating, cheering on the fans, their families.
Keep watching. The caption reads, the reason why WNBA players don't get paid like NBA players. This is the Denver Nuggets championship
It's
parade.
like a Clint Eastwood movie. They're trying to get through the peeps and get to the final destination, and they're almost here.
This is WNBA after they won a championship. Now, whoever made this could be trolling. Whoever made this could be trolling. But I think that's the WNBA. I don't know if they're trolling, and and sorry I couldn't make that bigger. That ain't gonna get no bigger. Well, that got bigger. I don't know if this could get bigger. That's big as that can get. We're seeing the difference in the NBA.
They're trying to
NBA
get through the
parade
peeps
versus WNBA
and
parade.
get to the final destination, and they're almost here.
Standard RLC says that's real footage. I saw somebody made this and then posted it, and I saw it on the way in. I want to believe that this ain't true. Nat Channel says that's real footage. I want to believe this ain't true. I see. I don't. Unlike I don't be rooting against people. Somebody else has said he saw it and that's real. Black Man Image said he saw it and that's real. Okay. All right. I came in. I came into this one thinking, hoping that maybe somebody was trolling the WNBA. I was kind of lightweight hoping that the WNBA was being trolled on this one, but no. That's bad. That is bad. That says a whole hell of a lot. That says a whole hell of a lot. But all right. Let's get into this one before we dive into the main topic. We got to talk about Nuruddin's Nuruddin's crush, She said she'd never date a bus driver. And then Nuruddin, who's a bus driver, he went and got his CDL. Like, what's up now? He about to pull back up on the Pineapple Show. He got his CDL. He ain't fucking around. Nuruddin ain't fucking around. We gotta talk about Ebony K Williams, who basically made a full-throated appeal or argument for planned single motherhood. The irony in this is that I believe that they've already been doing that. She's talking about it from a more calculated angle, but in a roundabout way, they've already been doing that. So let's go.
Are availing ourselves to all of the options that are Black women are availing ourselves to all of the options that our hard work and circumstances currently afford us. And that means that single mothers
All of the options that our hard work and circumstances currently afford us. Most Black women are broke. So she's talking about it from the perspective as if they all just got the money to go through the whole process of, you know, they that's the coded language for we are financially in position to take care of children by ourselves. So we need to explore these options. But the fact of the matter is, y'all are not. Two-parent household children, Black children born in a two-parent household are live in poverty at a significantly lower rate than Black children born into single parent households. So if you're talking about the small percentage of women who strong, independent, don't need no man, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about the percentage that actually make really, really, really good money to the point to where they can afford to put that kid in the absolute positively best environment. She's done that. She's a millionaire. She can have that kid to private school, tutors and nannies and all of that. She could be a damn single mother with a live-in nanny. Like she could do that. Most Black women can't. 97% of Black women can't. Like, this is where it gets goofy. But I digress. Let's get into it.
Black women are availing ourselves to all of the options that our hard work and circumstances currently afford us. And that means that single motherhood by choice is going to be an option that more and more Black women consider and even exercise.
Single motherhood by choice. It's always been a choice. Availing yourself to all the options. Everyone except for the one that makes the most sense.
So anybody that's in their feelings about that can go ahead and start to process.
Already a problem right there when you're saying anybody who's in their feelings about it, as if some people, I'm not in my feelings about it. I think a lot of people aren't in their feelings about it. They're making logical arguments in a culture that already has the highest out of wedlock birth rate. To talk about how you're availing yourself to all the options when it comes to motherhood, that is almost like a moot point. What she's really talking about from her perspective is something that rich women have been making calculated decisions to do for quite some time now. So it's like, no, that's not really revolutionary. It's that she's doing something that rich women have been making calculated decisions to do for quite some time. And she's lumping it in with the nigga shit of oops babies. That's really what's going on. She could have did what she did and not sprinkled Black women over, Black women's circumstance over it, and just said, hey, I'm rich. I don't really, like a man telling me what to do. I got my own money. I'm not really trying to be tied down. I'm on my Oprah shit, but I do want to have a kid. I'm on my Oprah shit, but I do want to have a kid. So I'm about to go through this whole fertility process, do this whole thing with a donor. Somebody is talking about the cost of what she's doing. I don't know if she's fully laid it out. Somebody said the cost of it is $12,000. Okay, she's on her Oprah shit, which is cool. She's on her Oprah shit. I think she's worth like $3 million. I mean, one, that's not on your Oprah shit, but in her own way, she's on her Oprah shit. She ain't about to settle down and get attached to no man. Okay, cool. But she do want to have a kid. Oprah didn't care. Oprah didn't want no kids. She want to have a kid, so she about to go through this whole process. Cool. That's what she want to do. Oh shit, Lil Big Nate saying she's not rich, Bernard. I believe she has filed Bankruptcy. Rich people file bankruptcies. Rich people file bankruptcies when they still rich and they got money, but they realized they was driving too fast, and they was in the fast lane, and then they gotta pump the brakes. They gotta, they bought too big of a house, too big of a car, too big of this expense, too big. They got shit that they couldn't maintain, so they could either give up all their wealth trying to pay for this shit that they don't want no more, or they could file a bankruptcy. So they do the bankruptcy bailout shit, Truth be told, middle class people do that too, If we end up entangled with some shit we can't pay for, that car note is too. Yeah, it be middle class people with 3 car notes that they can't pay for, so they could either work 70 hours a week and put all their money to paying for all this shit that they got. They $40,000, $100,000 in credit card debt. They got everything. They live in lavish. You go over their house, everything look amazing. They look like they rich. They $100,000 in credit card debt and got Omega Dre. That's what I was reaching for. Boats. They got 3 car notes and a boat note, and $100,000 in credit card debt. They could be some comfortably middle class people making $100,000 a year. They go file a bankruptcy just so they could be normal. So rich people do the same thing in their own way. Rich people do the same thing in their own way when they figure out that, oh, I can't pay for all this stuff consistently over time. So it don't mean that she broke. It just, yeah, there you go, RM. Former President Trump is king of bankruptcies. Yeah. Rich people be filing the hell out of some bankruptcies. So it don't mean she broke. I'm trusting, even though those Google net worths, you can't trust them. But I think her net worth say she was worth $3 million. I'm taking her word. I'm taking the word at it. Okay. Forbes /source 1. What does that say? VF cycle 15,000 base. Okay, explain the VF cycle. What is sometimes the lingo throws me. RM, explain in a couple sentences in the back. Google it if you need to. Explain exactly what he's talking about when he say VF cycle 15,000 base. Make that plain. Make that plain. That VF cycle. I don't know what. I get confused. All right. He says, you're rich when you can be broke and somehow still be rich. Oh yeah. In vitro fertilization. That's what I was trying to figure out what that meant. In vitro fertilization. I couldn't. That IVF. There we go. In vitro fertilization. That's what I could not figure out. IVF. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Got it. All right. I get the cost. I just didn't know. I didn't know the lingo. All right, let's get back into it.
Right now. Because Black women that have the privilege to embark upon this expensive and oftentimes lengthy process will increasingly decide to forego marriages and partnerships that do not serve us and that are not in our best interests. That do not serve us and that are not in
our. See how her neck like that do not serve us. It's like she put a little on the neck on that one. It's like everything about it says that I'm a badass boss bitch. I don't fuck with you niggas. It's like everything about it says that. Is that everything about it just says that I'm a pain in the neck to deal with. I'm out of pocket. I ain't trying to be bothered. Don't you saying these relationships don't serve us? They're not doing. It's like everything about it just gives off all the energy all the energy of just like, I'm not being tied down to a man. I'm not going to have my success be bothered by a man or be in any way, shape, or form. It's almost like her $3 million net worth is, she's practically saying that in order for me to put what I've built on the line, this man is going to have to show up worth 20 million, worth 50 million, worth 100 million. Like that's what I'm reading on that. Anything less than that, you just a dude in a way, or you just a dude that, like women like her, they be on some, they'll find them a dude that they feeling, a boy toy, somebody they have sex with, somebody they hook up with. But when it comes to actually being with somebody for real, it's like you could just all the energy in it is just, hell no, we won't go. It's like they're operating the way that men tend to do. It's masculine. They operate in essentially the way men tend to operate. It's like it's no other way around it. Men tend to operate like that, but at some point, a man settles down and even risk is. I don't want to say risk it all because we shouldn't risk it all, but a lot of men do end up risking it all for a woman when they want to settle down and have a family. But you seeing them making that calculated decision. No, I'm not going to risk it all. I'm not going to risk it all. I'm going to have a family without a man. That man, typically, you only can have that family if you attach to the hip to that woman. That woman can have her family just by getting pregnant, but she don't want to just get pregnant because that man will have some attachment. But if it's not it, but she's doing it because she want to do it in a way to where there's no man nowhere on the scene that has any attachment or any say whatsoever. Like that's all this is. That's all this is.
Forego marriages and partnerships that do not serve us and that are not in our best interests. And now that bypassing those insufficient relationships does not have to come at the expense of motherhood, well, frankly, it's a whole new world. A world in which Black women are no longer subject to the desperation of being chose, because now we get to do the choosing. And as we choose, we do have to contend with the reality of a dismally small supply of Black sperm, because most Black women are.
She's talking about they do the choosing in the sense of choosing sperm. Think about the calculated way in which they try to choose some sperm. It's like they it's a lot of them can't even be that calculated in choosing a man, but when it comes to choosing that sperm, watch how meticulous they're gonna get. The shit is wild. And with some of them, when you listen to them talking about choosing that sperm, some of them do choose that sperm kind of in the same way they choose a man. Like the ones who, nothing wrong with wanting a man to be educated, but then it's like they want them to be educated, they want them to be tall, they want them to be Black, it's like they got all these qualifications for a man. They can't find those qualifications in a man, but they want to find all those they can't get and keep and maintain all those qualifications in a man, because either they don't want to be around that man or deal with that man, or that man don't want to be around them or don't want to deal with them. But if I could just get the specimen that comes from that man, if I could just get the semen, if I can just get the sperm, I don't want you. Is any of you just nut in the cup and then go your own way. Like that's what they own. And she calling that, we're not limited to being chose. We get to do the choosing. And by do the choosing, you get to choose some goo in a cup. Like that's it.
On this journey, we want to create children that look like us and that look like our families. And that means we want Black sperm. And as we heard from Reese Brooks, it's the definition of slim pickings. And sometimes that means compromising on this aspect of your journey. Now, I am extremely fortunate that I was able to secure 2 vials of Black sperm from California Cryobank when I embarked on this part of my journey last fall. But I do know that I am an outlier. So I've got 2 concrete tips for single Black women who think this may be an option, either now or maybe later. Number 1, please check out Reproductive Village. It's a new Black-owned cryobank, and it's designed to help with this shortage of Black sperm. It's set to open its doors in DC later this year, and it will also have drop-off locations in Atlanta and Houston, Texas. And number
Everywhere with a nigga. I guess it makes sense. That's where black people be at, Houston and Atlanta. Black-owned cryobank. Wow.
2, be proactive. I say go ahead and start looking right now for desirable black sperm. You register with all 4 of the big cryobanks, and this includes California Cryobank, which I used, Seattle Sperm Bank, Fairfax Cryobank, and Zytex. Then you can scan the current options for black sperm.
Here's an interesting thing. Dang, I paused her at a bad moment. Let me help her out. All right, that's better. All right. Here's an interesting thing. If black sperm is so rare, if something is rare on the market, it should be more expensive. You see, black men. See, let's be stingier with it, and then drive up the price. That's really how you do it. Now, if y'all need some black sperm that bad, you know. You don't just want to get it from J Rock or Nuck Nuck and them. You know, they got plenty of sperm for you. You don't want it from there. Cool. The non-J Rock Nuck Nuck black male sperm carriers that fit the other qualifications that they need. Because I mean, they don't just want any black sperm. They want some grade A quality black sperm. Yeah, it you know, pressures in the market can drive price up. I mean, I'm just saying, black men, like I'm just saying, like we there's a business model there that can be capitalized on. We can start selling, we can start really slanging this shit for a high price. I'm just saying, if they need it and they don't want it off the streets, we got properly vetted black men. They know they could go there and go see a magazine and start looking at the I can see all kind of ways to where, from a business standpoint, this could be capitalized on. Something could definitely come of this. Something could definitely corner that market. Yeah, something could definitely come of this. But shout out to Mr. Tobert in the building. Shout out to Mr. Tobert in the building. Says, serve us, then why are you with him? Always educated on paper. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
The Hawk TV in the building says, what history has shown me is that when men become wealthy, they typically get married. Very true. However, when women become wealthy, they will not enter a relationship that don't serve them. Right? Because women view relationships as they are to be served. But when you have become successful and have served yourself with a $3 million net worth, in a world that's made, you know, easier to get rich, it's still hard. I mean, if it was easy, I'd be rich, and I'm not. So but we're in a non-natural world. All right, we're in a non-natural world that if you got some certain amount of smarts and intelligence and know how to, you know, maneuver through various systems and get some certain credentials and certain degrees and whatever, then you can get into certain career paths and so forth and so on. You know, so basically, in a functional, safe, easier world, built by men, women are able to, you know, also thrive and become millionaires. They have men to think for that. They say strong, independent, don't need a man, but they have men to think for that. It's very ironic. Very ironic. He says, you know, now they won't enter these relationships to serve them because they've served themselves with $3 million net worth, thanks to the world that men built. So they don't need a man. And so, but the only man that could truly serve them is a man who's worth, you know, who's really outshining their millions. Now, the man who can serve them in other ways is a man that they're not going to get attached to or have a kid by, you know, because now they're attached to this man who can't serve them beyond serving penis, you know, so they end up in that situation. So yes, but you are absolutely 100% right. When men who have been in that situation for years, even talking about regular men, a regular man making $60K was a come up for a woman. And that man was always willing to get in that relationship and commit long term to this woman and take care of this woman, put them in that situation. everything falls apart. They don't want to take care of a dude.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
Mr. Tolbert in the building says, so she had a white fiance but wants 100% black sperm. That is interesting. That is interesting. You were concerned about black sperm then. That is it. Thanks for adding that to the equation. That's it. Yeah. Hard to even make sense of that one. She pro blackity black on the sperm market, but wouldn't pro black in the dating market. That's some interesting shit right there. That's some interesting shit right there. Well, yeah, we need to corner that. We need to corner that market. Is black sperm so rare? We can sell this shit. But she sounds like a traditional chauvinistic male who is fed up with these unruly bitches. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Gerald Johnson says, Ebony is a femcel. She can't have stable relationships with men. We need to start talking about the RAM. We need to start talking about the RAM. I don't know what that is. What you mean talking about the RAM? All right. All right. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
And Zytex. Then you can scan the current options for black sperm. And if you see some sperm that you like, I suggest go ahead and buying at least 2 vials right now. Even if you do
This sounds so funny. If you see some sperm that you like, I suggest go ahead and buy a few vials right now. If you see some sperm that you like, that is some funny stuff, man. It sort of make me think that they just looking at men. Like that's sort of what they see when they look at men walking around. They see them as sperm. It sort of make me think that they looking at it like that. Ooh, that's a good batch right there. That'll be good.
do not intend to use them anytime soon. Trust me, right now. Even if you do not intend to use them anytime soon, trust me, it's better to have them than to be without them when the time comes. And listen, if you never need them for whatever reason, what a wonderful gift to give to a friend or a sorority sister in need. And also, most of those banks.
Oh my goodness, they're gonna be putting sperm, they're gonna be stuffing Christmas stockings with sperm samples and shit. Oh, Secret Santa gave some sperm. That's so funny. I had the sperm in my freezer for 10 years. And seeing as little J-Rock that I was just fucking, that I wasn't trying to get pregnant by, he knocked me up. So yeah, I'm not going to be needing these. They got they wrapping sperm up in Christmas presents and shit. Like they going to be giving away sperm like that. Oh my goodness. This shit is funny, man. This shit is funny. This shit is fucking funny. They are literally talking about buy the sperm when you don't even know if you're going to end up needing it. Just better to have it better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So just get it. And if you end up not using it for whatever reason, look at the amazing gift that you could give to someone who otherwise couldn't afford it. Or you can get gangster and just start selling the shit on the black market. They're gonna be opening up trench coats. I got a 6'5" black man right here. This one, he's 6'1", right? They're gonna be put, they're gonna be on the black market selling sperm or gifting it. Now, what's really gonna get fucked up? Because like this is a wealthy woman's game to play when you're doing what she's doing. Because like I said, in vitro fertilization. Sorry for not having the exact lingo right. But the in vitro fertilization It's 12, 15,000 a pop. Okay, that's a rich woman's game. She got the money. That's not the ideal situation, but you can still, is if you enough of resources around, centered at a child, you could probably still produce a decent child that's going to have maybe some psychological issues, but he'll be probably well educated. Long as they don't kill himself or get on drugs, he'll probably be a decent human being. So it's a rich woman's game to play, and a rich woman can play that game. Now she's talking about gifting the sperm. Now, if they start gifting the sperm to friends and family members who kind of who didn't graduate to that level to be able to afford this high quality sperm, she just handing the sperm to her cousin in the hood, so it ends up in a roundabout way still contributing to the statistical problem. It's going to be contributing to the statistical problem, but either way it go, they stuffing Christmas stockings with the shit. It's all goofy after that. It's all goofy after that.
They allow you to resell the sperm back to the bank itself. Listen, I know that many are going to question or even indict the decision that I and many other Black women are making to become single mothers by choice. But
You're already doing it. The only thing she's talking about that's different is she's talking about it from the perspective of a rich woman. Rich women have been making decisions to do that. The only thing you're doing is you're sprinkling the dysfunctional nature of the nigga shit that amounts to a really high out of wedlock birth rate. You're merging that with your success as if it's part of like it's some black girl magic. It's like you almost don't even have to merge. If she was doing it right, she would go out her way to not even stand next to all the single motherhood chicks that just the baby mamas who just got knocked up, who pushing grocery carts in Walmart filled to the rim, wearing inside out pajama pants, tank tops and flip flops with a bonnet on their head. It's like you don't even have to stand next to them with this shit and talking about black single motherhood. It's like, no, you could just be on some rich mom shit, and this is what rich women do sometimes. And I'm rich, bitch. It's like, no, but it's so it's like it's a roundabout way to try to validate the fuckery that's going on. Like, I mean, it's really spraying cologne over all the fuckery. That's truthfully what it is.
Like the women you heard from today, go by the creed of no regrets. I have, and many Black women.
Oh yeah, Hoop. He said, car designer Chris, make sure you go sub to car designer Chris. Car designer Chris said, Hoop Jargon about to get paid. Hoop Jargon 6'7" and college educated, bruh. That sperm worth something.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
That sperm is worth something. Hoop Jargon trying to get paid. You better get paid out here. Mr. Fantastic in the building says your gold is white. Hashtag Fantastic is right. What do you mean gold? Your God is white? I don't know what you mean.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
That's a factor in the equation. I know the Sperminator got put on child support. Oh, wait, hold on. All right. Said no guarantees. They don't pay $50 for a date, but will pay $10K for your baby batter. Yeah. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Support the stream. Shout out to Jockeys Retro in the building. It says, and if and when that child finds out how it came about, they're going to hate the mother. Possibly. I never really looked into that and how kids truly react to finding that out. Never really looked into that. I got I can see that as a possibility. You know, the kids in the hood grew up without fathers. They feel some type of way because they feel, you know, especially like if they feel abandoned and they know it's a person they're walking around out there, and they, like, you know, develop a disdain and a hate. Some of it, you know, engineered and manufactured by the mother. But that ain't the show today. But so I don't know how the kid's psyche is going to be, knowing that it was all a deliberate, calculated choice. Nobody abandoned you. See, I don't know if it's the feeling of abandoned or just the nobody's. You know, you see how it's a difficult thing to try to pinpoint. Is a child feeling like the child feeling like he or she was abandoned is what makes them, you know, emotionally, you know, be not right, versus just somebody just not there. Even if it's a good reason for them just not being there, even if the reason, and this ain't a good reason, but even if it's a reason that has nothing to do with the if it's no fault to the parent, you know, I don't know if it's the same type of emptiness. I don't know. Don't know. But all right.
Women have too much love, too many resources, and too rich of a community not to share these gifts with children of our own. Children that will one day, no doubt, enrich children have, and many Black women have too much. I have, and many Black women have too much love, too many resources, and too rich of a community not to share these gifts with children of our own. Children that will one day not to share these gifts with children of our own.
Like, everything about her says that she with children of our own. It's like it's almost like you could like hear it in her voice, her tone, in the movement of her neck and her head, that she's communicating it, very judiciously and in a as logically as she possibly can, but you can still just see that there's men that have been in her life that she's like clapping back at too. That she's lightweight going off, like she's snapping, like you could just hear it. You could hear the fuck you nigga in everything that she's saying.
Of a community not to share these gifts with children of our own. Children that will one day, no doubt, enrich and contribute to the next generation of Black America.
All right. There it is right there. There it is right there. Let me let's get into it. Now let me pull this one up. Now we're gonna put the link in the chat real soon. Because sometimes this kind of shit, I see it and I'm just wild, and sometimes I don't have that much to say about it. When I first saw this picture, I thought that this was fake, because like if you look at Magic Johnson's son, he does look like he was photoshopped into the picture. But then you can go and look in other areas of that same day on that same boat, like he was there. Like there they are on the same boat. Like he was there. So like, no, I don't think this was a fake photoshopped in picture no more. And like it is just an all around, just like, man. Excuse me. I get at a legit loss for the words. I don't be knowing like what to say on this one. It's like, okay, if you gay, you gay, you gay, but nigga, you too tall to fucking dress like that. It's like he not taller than Magic. I've seen them stand next to each other. Magic got him by like 3 or 4 about 4, maybe 5 inches. I give it 4 inches. So he like skyscraping Magic in this picture. So I'm like, nah, he like homeboy got on 6-inch heels under them bell bottoms. You know, I'm 6'1" and I wear a size 12. Like, you know, like he out there with at least a size 15 in them heels. Out there with at least a size 15 in some damn 6-inch heels covered up by the bell bottoms and some damn custom made sheer see-through legging stretchy tight pant. Like, what the fuck? Like you can't buy that off the rack. Like, he's legit using Magic Johnson's fortune to get some designer to custom make. Like, I had to get a lot of fucking material to custom make some damn 6'9" stretchy bell bottoms. All that shit is custom. Like, Jackie, you got a fashion degree and you design stuff. Like I mean, a dude coming there 6'9" with a bulge. Like, how do you design that shit? Like you measure it and tailor it, because you got to get it just right. You just can't make it any kind of way. When you start talking about a big ass 6'7" man, you gotta tailor it right to certain specifications. Like, when you're making some damn stretch legging see-through bell bottoms for a man, how do you tailor it? Like, do you account for the balls when you like how do you even, like, what the fuck? It's like I'm saying, like, we in a whole new world where, you know, they're making women's clothing for men with room for the dick. Like, that's what they doing. They got to make women's clothing for men with dick room. Like, is that what the fuck is happening here? Sometimes in the bill that says that November, as a new season was set to open, Magic announced to the world that he was HIV plus. Johnson admitted he had been sleeping with 300 to 500 people a year. God damn. Jerry West from his book, Dry Snitching. Wow.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
There's some religious people that analyze these things in you know, spiritual matters. Say that that's God punishing Magic Johnson for slaying all the pussy that he slayed. We gonna make your son gay. How dare you take more than your fair share of pussy? We don't care if you was point guard for the Lakers in the 80s. We gonna give you HIV. We gonna make your son gay. You fuck too many white girls. We mad at you. You can't, you know. Like, goddamn. Like, this is wild. Put the link in the chat. Y'all come up and y'all can speak on Ebony K Williams situation, Keke Palmer. It's a lot on the table to talk about. But I guess what I'm laying out here is, in the midst of this culture war, that a lot of people are embarking on, and I talk about, you know, culture a lot on my show. It's like, you know, it's a such thing as shit becoming normal. All right. There's such thing as shit becoming normal. And what I mean by that, it was a time when, you know, when it came to interracial dating, where people just wasn't, you know, used to it. You know, it had to be some time, you know, post, you know, civil rights movement, where, you know, you look and you see it and you're like, what the, you know, and you see black man just walking, just happy holding hands with a white woman. It had to be a time when that was like a thing, but then eventually it became normal. And even the most racist just fell back like, yeah, it is what it is. I guess what I'm asking, like, are we almost at that point where you just scrolling and you see a family and then you see the dude in some stretchy see-through legging bell bottoms with, you know, that was custom made and designed by a tailor, because you can't buy that shit for 6'9" niggas off the rack. So they had to custom make it, tailor it, it would make room for the bulge and the whole, you know, they all that shit was on purpose. Like, are we in a place where you just scroll in the gram and then you just see some shit like that and you just keep scrolling, like, in, you know, or like are we almost at that point yet where like this shit just becomes normal? Where you see this and you don't even bat an eye. It's just, you know, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, that's the dudes. Yeah, some niggas dress like bitches. It's just that's, you know, are we there yet? That's what I'm asking. Are we there yet? That's the question on the table. Have it got to that point where, this shit just normal? You know, you know, I don't like it, but what the fuck you gonna do? Is it at that point, or are we still raising sword and shield for Sparta on this shit? It's just like, fuck it. Where we at with this true hype? Is this shit normal yet?
No, it ain't never gonna be normal. And I'll be careful using that Sparta reference, because you know they was gay too. Yeah, they was.
A true hype. Can I go slightly before you, because I'm gonna jump off?
Go ahead.
Hey, happy Friday to you too. Salute to you, Bernie. Salute to the chat. Salute J Speed. You've been saving the show again. I hate to say that, Bernard. No, I'm joking. Whatever. I see J Speed in the chat. Man, fantastic. You know you got to come up on this, Bernard. We got to bring you on Tinfoil Tuesdays. But before I say what I was gonna say, the words.
I ain't fucking with y'all on Tinfoil Tuesday. Yeah.
The words I say are absurdities. They do not reflect the Bernard Riley grown man hour or any other true hype or any person in the chat. They are only my terms. I don't believe that, and I think Magic Johnson I think it's a shame that he's not even in that GOAT conversation, but that's another topic for another time. So I have the greatest reverence for him as a talent, but I don't believe that he even has it. I believe they had so much on him that they said, look, if you don't do this for this movement right now, we're going to expose you. You had a good career. You got 5 rings or whatever. You're going to be one of the greatest. You're in LA. We're going to make you this business mega billionaire and all this or whatever. You're going to be the face of this, but we need a good face. Because we needed, at the time he was just coming out.
Wait, time out. What you mean we gonna make you a business mega billionaire? You tell me that black man ain't earned that shit? The white man gave it to him. That what y'all saying?
I'm saying if Magic knows how to read a financial statement, I'd be shocked. Yeah. No, again, I know people like, man, you just shitting on that black man and this, whatever. Listen, man. It's no coincidence that Will Smith, Dwayne Wade's son, all these famous people's sons, Isaiah Thomas, my favorite player of all their sons are, they don't even switch hitters. They on the other side, they waving that flag proud. That's not a coincidence. That's not something.
Wait, Isaiah got a gay son too?
Try 2. Did you hear? Yeah. He has a love child that's that waves the rainbow flag that he was only paying $1,200 a month for child support for at the time, and his other son, Zeke Thomas, he's a DJ. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And when I said about the whole
but how'd that be on some conspiracy sticks? I mean, conspiracy because they're not going injecting Magic and Isaiah's sons with gay.
No, but they're telling them, hey, this is part of the sacrifice. And if you want to be part of the club, this is what you have to do. Think about it, man. Magic Johnson was not the most articulate person, but he kept getting those jobs after jobs. And I'm like, damn, how bad can this guy get? Again, I like Magic Johnson. I think he's a great personality. But now, since when? Magic hasn't played a game in 30 years. And yes, he's in the media limelight, but since when have we started seeing his whole family now on their vacations and all this, all the adults? Shout out to his first son, though, by the way. He's a cool guy, but I mean, this is so obvious. Just like they're throwing out Dwayne Wade's, whatever you want to call him or her or whatever, they're just pushing this out there so that it's acceptable so that we don't trip off of it. But I'm not, just like what True Hype said, it ain't ever going to be not acceptable for me. And shout out to the people who didn't, said, you know what? I don't need that much money or whatever. I'm not sacrificing myself like that, And again, I don't know if you got the quote that I sent. Did you, in that super chat, did you read the gist of what Jerry West said when he said that in the super chat? I'll reread.
I'll pull it back up. I'll pull it back up.
Okay,
Here we go.
Okay, let's see if you catch it. And
all right, there it is. Okay, that November, as a new season was set to open, Magic Johnson announced to the world that he was HIV positive. Johnson admitted he had been sleeping with 300 to 5 people a year. Okay.
Okay, what's uppercase? People.
What's uppercase?
Yeah, people. Why would you specify? In other words, why would you specify? You get what I'm getting at, or whatever, right? Okay, and this is a direct quote from Jerry West, who also said that after games, Magic will be smashing chicks in the locker room. But right when he said, Magic, at least wait till the media leaves. I mean, dude was a wild boy, and I guess he got sick of that, man. But there's words all around LA about this, man. And again, these are not my words. That's what Jerry West said. If you're smashing 300 to 500 women, you wouldn't have to specify women. Is what I'm getting at. And people say, oh, well, Jerry West was just saying, no. Plus, he was out in LA during that time with all this word. You remember that song? You're probably a kid, that we don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time. I mean, already a suspect song or whatever. And you never heard that song? We don't have to take our clothes off. No, to have a good time and have some cherry wine. It's an old school song. Well, apparently that was one of Magic's partners, if you will. Jermaine Stewart, so and again, what I'm saying is well known out there, so that's all I just had. I just think they're trying to push this on us, and they're using and the way you get to black people, go to their celebrities and the people they worship. You can't say nothing negative about Magic Johnson. I'm probably the one who's going to be ducking, and that's why I said these are my words or whatever, so there we go.
I mean, but it is. You have to get from tolerance to acceptance in anything, right?
Right.
So it doesn't matter what it is. I mean, hell, like interracial marriage or whatever. Like black dudes weren't like advocating for interracial marriage at first. It was Lovings versus Virginia. The black one with the white man. That was the first one.
Hey, Nick Taylor, I don't want to hear the song that much, that bad. Oh,
I'm about to click on it. I'm about to click on it.
Please don't.
Oh, no. I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to click on it for my own. I bet I know the song. It just, you probably was singing it a little off rhythm.
Yeah, my rendition is horrible. I'm not going to deny that. And I'll say this. Listen, it's one thing. And what people love to say, because I've had these debates for years, and they're like, man, he had access to the best cocktails there ever was. You just hating because he beat your team or whatever. It's like, no, my team actually beat him also. But that aside, you think the same cocktail for a 6'9" man, for a man average human size is going to work for a man that's 6'9"? You think that he's going to be a damn guinea pig for some experimental drugs? Hell no. That's he doesn't look. I get it. He may have had some things or whatever, but he doesn't look emaciated. He looks like a normal 60-plus-year-old man that put on some grown man weight and all this, So again, that's just my thing with Magic there. Shout out to him for also being an owner of the Redskins now, whatever the hell they call it now. But he was just named one of the owners there.
Hey, the Commanders, man. You got to get the name right, man.
Redskins. You're right. My bad. I'll shut up.
All right. Well, go ahead, True Hype. I don't know if Sir Ty snatched the mic from you before you. Yeah, probably had more to say. So go ahead. I'll pass it to you before I go to Orenthal, Jay Simpson. But go ahead.
Yeah, man. Tell Sir Tice, man. Ain't nobody here to see you, Otis.
Good one.
Yo, it'll never be normal, man. Like, and the problem is most people just want to be left alone. They ain't trying to mess with anybody. They'll see it. They'll have the reaction in their head. And then they'll go the other way. Because they don't want no, bring up no drama. But then when you start putting it in everybody's face, case in point, like the Bud Light stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, you're seeing people get frustrated to no end because they keep on getting forced, and nobody likes people wagging their finger at them. Be like, oh, we gonna tell you about yourself. I'm like, hey man, you gonna have to be careful, man. Who was it? I think it was Hood, man. Hood Conservative, saying about pushing the white man too far. And then Freeman's on Twitter be saying the pendulum don't stop in the middle. So like, hey, you better be careful, like, what you actually ask for in some of these cases. Because, people acting like, oh, we got this power now. It's like, nah. A lot of the movement stuff is getting kind of used to like kind of pigeonhole certain people in a certain spot. But then when your usefulness is over, then, that's it. But I really wanted to speak more toward the first situation. Yo, it's why are we doing stuff backwards? We know what the successful model is, but we trying to do stuff like absolutely backwards, man. And Ebony K Williams, man, this is not the advocate for, the typical black woman. Okay, let's just say her net worth is $3 million, right? Okay, what happens when her media career is over? She don't really have any substantial businesses or anything like that, so she's gonna have to live the rest of her life on $3 million. And unless she moved to like nowhere, Ohio, Indiana, or like somewhere in the Midwest, that don't really go a long way in these major cities. I'm just saying, like, because was she probably like what, like late 30s, early 40s, something like that?
She just turned 40 fairly recently.
Yeah. So I'm like, you gonna have to live what, another 40 years on $3 million in a certain lifestyle? Come on now. And then with the fertilization stuff, I know a couple that had to do that. They were married, right? And dude, that is not cheap. Insurance didn't pick up most of the coverages, and they had to come out of pocket, man.
Well, it's a wealthy woman's game to play. That was one of my main arguments, is that she's trying to extrapolate it to black women as a whole. It's like, no, that's a wealthy woman's game. The average black woman, they got no issue just finding a bed buck, but she don't want to do that. She don't want to just get knocked up by some nigga,
Some of this stuff though is poison though, man. Because you're telling women that don't have the resources, and then they eating the stuff up hook, line, and sinker. I would even have like certain pause with certain things that certain males say to young men. You know what I'm saying? But like on this side, they be like they say this stuff. I have never ever told a woman that I don't need a woman. But I've heard many women tell me they don't need a man, and they expect me to be like, oh, that's cool. Like, nah, it's not cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that is not a selling point. That is not going to make me be like, oh, you know what? I need to go with you because you don't need me. It's just confusing. It's goofy.
Right. Hoop Jargon Media Network in the building says, one of my OGs, Dwight Jones, RIP, played for the 80s Lakers. Tice is correct about the wild behavior at the Forum. He would tell me a lot of stories. Hoop Jargon, I need you to answer very specifically. Did your homeboy Dwight Jones, does he concur and co-sign with the Magic Johnson having sex with 300 to 500, focus and emphasis on people, not women? People. Does your homeboy corroborate that part? That's what I want to know. Because if you're talking about wild stories at the Forum, I get it. Jerry Buss, that was a wild boy. We get that. We get that. That was Jerry Buss. Magic Johnson was wild, so we thought just only on the ladies. And and they was the perfect team. Jerry Buss, they at the Forum. Was that the Forum or the Staples Center? I forgot which one had the whole little top part with the logo. I think that was the Staples Center. That whole little top part with the logo, that was just a big ass, Jerry Buss, his whole suite. His suite was up there. I don't know if that was all just his suite, but it was probably other shit up there too. But most of that was just his big ass boom room up there. And you just go up there and it's just women galore everywhere. Like that's how they was getting down. Like that's how they was getting down, So it's been like that. It's been like that going all the way back to the Forum days, obviously, in Showtime. So we know they was wilding. We know they was getting down. Do you confirm that whole part that they said about people each year, not women, people, All right, cool. He answered it. He said he never said he was gay. He said they was fucking bitches in the forum. Okay, that part we know and believe. That part we know and believe. But,
Hey,
all right.
hey, Bernard,
What up?
you remember the comedian was it Mooney, Paul Mooney?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't he talking about like Richard Pryor and a bunch of these other dudes, like, you know what I'm saying, doing that thing
Gay
with
shit?
people? Yeah.
It's an obscure stand-up of Richard Pryor. It was on Netflix for a little bit, but they took it down. But it was like a rare, obscure stand-up of Richard Pryor. Wasn't even one of his big ones with a big sold-out audience. It was in a little smaller venue where he said some gay shit. You know, so don't ask me. Yeah. Rumors of Paul Mooney being gay. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's go to Orenthal J Speed. You know, he live in LA. He connected with people in Hollywood. OG know who gay and who ain't gay, right?
Most certainly. Some of them anyway.
You got to turn that mic down.
Okay. God damn. You just don't want me to be heard.
Sir. You got the Bruce Almighty mic and
here you go right there, sir.
Yeah, it sound real modular, man.
We heard you. We heard you talking to the white man. Had to make sure you got.
No, that ain't a white man. That's my assistant.
You got his coffee together before you came on the air.
Yeah, right.
I'm just playing. You better get his coffee before you come over. You better get the white man coffee before you come over playing on the internet.
Okay, so that sounds better.
No, it still sounds like breathy and echoey.
He's like you got an effect on it, right?
Yeah, like you got the effect.
No, that's just my voice early in the morning.
It's like
I don't eat pussy, so it's gonna sound like that, like opposed to. Anyway,
go ahead.
Getting to the point, I had already typed that in. He didn't say people. He said people, not women. Everybody know in L.A. that Magic wasn't always asserting himself in that direction of just women. All right, and this is the pushback you will get from me today, and it's good pushback because it goes along. How do you make that kind of fashion? You got to understand, we have a whole community of people who wear size 17 wearing dresses and stuff like that Magic's son is wearing, so they don't have to get them from specialty shop. Matter of fact, they're just regular shops. You know, they shop at Hollywood Boulevard, and that's where they go and shop.
Hold on, you talking about 17 like a size 17 dress, like they that wide? Or you talking about?
I'm talking about feet size.
Oh, feet size. Okay.
Yeah. So usually the person got a size 17 feet. That person is tall. So you got to understand we got a whole lot of transformers here, as Fantastic always say. But anyway, we got them in. Believe it or not, we have more Spanish than black here.
Transformers.
Yes, way more.
All right.
Way more. I don't know if it is just they just don't want to be. You know, they think it's better to be a transformer than a regular man. I don't know what it is, but they just did a study out here. Transformers as prostitutes make 3 times as much as women. A woman goes for about $100, and transformer goes for about $300. That's the latest study. And that's been going on for years. Now, I don't know what about a man with breasts and a package in front, jumping rope naked. I don't know what that is all about, but that's what Eddie Murphy supposed to like. We never did get the whole story of that because that one ended up dead before it was ever released.
Wait, I think I know the economics as to why the tranny goes for more. It sort of goes back to what I said about well, hell, I think me and you talked about that too, about black male sperm on the market is rare, so it should cost more. I think what it is that people who are into that thing, it's even though it's a lot of it going on now, it's still sort of a rarity. You know, it's like so it's the rarity of it in the market is probably allows them to charge more for the niche group that wants that thing. Like we got a niche product here. Yeah, we got a far as supply and demand. We got a niche product here. We can charge what we want.
The word you looking for is exotic.
I'm not calling them exotic because
no. I'm just saying what they have in their mindset.
I don't care what they call it. I look at exotic women as racially ambiguous women that barely speak English, and that's what I call exotic. So I don't care. Dudes with breasts and testicles. No, they don't get to take that term. I don't care.
I got you. But anyway, so that dress and that clothes are something that's very easily available in California, and at least in Los Angeles and in surrounding area, metropolitan area of California, because we have so many. I think I sent you what we talked about, that lady with the sperm and that thing you did earlier in your first thing you was covering. Yeah, we talked about that. But anyway, we got to understand is, when the people say that the sins of the fathers passed on to the children.
Yeah,
that's what you was more like speaking of when you was talking about.
Yeah, and I don't even believe all that, but that I understand that. I'll let the spiritual folks have it on that one, because I think that's what y'all would say, that's punishment for all his many sins out there. Now we gonna put that on your son. That's what. Go ahead. I'll let you lay it out.
Okay, so. They did an experiment with men, and what they did was put them in a dress and see how long would it take for them to do something feminine. And there was not one man who was able to pass that test without doing something feminine. And so it shows you, and I don't know if they're doing it with the brain now, if you go out there and you start dealing in that kind of activity, how do it change the structure of the brain and how it changed just everything within your body that you produce. And think about this. The guys that we're talking about who are out there doing the things, you just had 2 or 3 of them came up this morning, even dealing with Isaiah. And now with the kiss with Isaiah when it was playing basketball, if you forgot about that, there was a kiss with Magic and Isaiah.
No, come on, man. Okay, listen. But the players today get criticized for being soft, or they knock somebody down, and they helping people up and helping the opponent up after they knock them down and all that kind of stuff. Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas, they used to kiss on the cheek before the game every time they played, and it was just buddy friendly. Nobody thought nothing of it. You saying that was some gay shit? That wouldn't just like the Italians, the Godfather, they do that. That wasn't none of that shit.
Hey, you gotta remember that Godfather stuff. Somebody gonna go after that, man. That was like the kiss of death, literally.
Okay, so think about this. Are you saying the White House sitting on the bench?
I just thought y'all used to just be kissing on the cheek in the 80s when y'all, I thought that was just a different time. But no.
Why are you putting y'all in? I ain't have nothing to do with the village.
That's your era.
I ain't have nothing to do with the village people. They could be YMCA. Them are the original alphabet people, YMCA. So what I'm saying is Magic came up through that era with the YMCA.
All your pictures from the glory days, all these pictures right here took place in the 80s.
No, that's Charlie Murphy and me and Charlie Murphy. That's me and Martin. That was not the 80s.
Okay, 90s.
That me, Last Boy Scout, 90s. That's me in Living Color, 90s. All these things was in the 90s. Now, that picture you see might have been done in the 80s. But all this stuff was done in the 90s and late 90s and 2000.
Okay. All right.
Okay, but let's get back to the source. Let's get back to the source of what we're talking about. All right. See, y'all got to understand, y'all be looking at Atlanta and stuff like that because y'all in the East Coast or the Midwest. But y'all got to understand, mostly all this stuff comes from the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Most of all this that we're seeing, that we're dealing with right now, comes from the West Coast. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. I seen it when I was totally thrown for a loop when I got here in LA in the 90s and see the things I seen. I mean, there's rumors about Eddie, Arsenio Hall, all of them. There are rumors to you all, but people who work in the industry know they're not rumors. You know what I mean? And so when you understand this has always been, it's kind of like, what was that movie called, The Crossroads? Where you had to sell, if you had a talent, you had to go up against the best talent. If you lose, you sell your soul. So a lot of this stuff, if you start looking at Eddie Murphy coming back, saying he was coming back with comedy, and he started speaking more, you start seeing Eddie Murphy, he wasn't even making any movies, and you see Magic Johnson as you speaking today. You got to understand, these are the prices. These why these people never go out and speak about anything racial or get into any kind of combatrial. I don't know if that's a word. Is that a word?
Combatrial? No, that's not a word.
Okay,
combative.
We're gonna make it a word today. Okay.
I probably won't do that, but go ahead.
Well, you got me. As long as you got my back. As long as you got my back. And pause. I don't mean it in that way. But anyway. This is the only time that I'm going to ever agree with Sir Tyson. That he was straight on point with everything he said this morning. And if you work in Hollywood, you know these things. And you know when they're coming after you. You know what I mean? Tony came after me. Well, his producers came after me.
What the fuck they want from you?
Well, this was the thing, Bernard. They was doing a video, right? And it's supposed to be in a swimming pool, and they wanted everybody to be naked. Now, they wanted me to be naked because Tony looked like a chicken. He didn't have no build, no cut, no nothing. So what they was going to do is use my body, all right? But, yes, they was actually
They didn't have that. They didn't have that kind of technology back then.
Yes, it did. Yes, they did. They had that technology. You got to understand, by the time we see that technology, Hollywood been used. I'm going to go back and look at Star Wars. You can look at a lot of stuff. You see a lot of that technology that you thought was not there. They was already using. And Star Wars came back out in 1970. Okay?
Okay.
So, anyway.
77,
Okay, so,
80, and 83.
Yeah.
But the first three movies.
Anyway, so what they was going to do was put my body, all right, because you know you always talk about that picture I have. Say I always try to use that picture with my shirt off.
The glory days picture. Yeah.
Yeah, that one right there in the left hand side. So I was cut. So they was gonna use and this was the thing they told me. I said, well, okay, I'm raising my son now. My son is already 14 years old. I'm raising my son in California, and I'm saying, look, man, why do we got to be naked? We're in a swimming pool. He said it just gonna make it a lot better, but we're gonna blotch it out. All right? But even they blotch out things that's already there. And I'm saying, who's gonna own this film of me naked? You know what I mean? I don't want somebody in the back room masturbating on me being naked in the swimming pool. You understand what I'm saying? And most likely I wasn't even thinking about of doing that video. But this is what they add to me. They say we'll pay you an extra $1,000, and don't forget about this. They're gonna be Asian women, they're gonna be white women, they're gonna be in there naked with you. Like I ain't never seen a naked Asian woman or a naked white woman, and that's gonna be some kind of incentive. They make me take my clothes off. So I kept turning them down. You know, and they kept calling me, and believe it or not, let me tell you who was the main person who was calling me. Debbie Allen. She was the person who was going to do the video. So it shows you there's a network in Hollywood. There's two sides, Bernard, and I've been trying to explain this to y'all when y'all was talking about the Will Smith thing. There's two moving parts in Hollywood. There is the alphabet jubilee, and then there's the oversex jubilee. Sometimes they cross each other. Will Smith came in to the alphabet Jubilee. His wife came in the oversex Jubilee. You see what I'm saying? And so you got two different people, two different phases of Hollywood. And you go either be in one camp or you go be in the other camp when they come after you. And they'll figure it out. And I'm guarantee you, there is probably photos, pictures, and everything else with these athletes doing some of the most egregious things. And at any time they step out of line, they give them a call and send them a text and show them the picture. Do you really want to start conversating on this? And these people just never say anything. Think about the people who never say anything. You have to wonder, these people are so public, but they never talk about any kind of public issue. And they hide behind being, well, I'm a businessman. But a lot of businessmen talk about social awareness of what's going on in the community. So this is why you got that. And please don't go sleep on me right about now because I'm on.
I'm not going to sleep. I'm
Okay.
I'm listening.
Okay, so when you talk about the girl with the sperm, all right, and I called you and told you.
Huh? I'm just
Oh,
playing.
okay.
I'm just playing. No, okay. We're talking about the girl with the sperm. Talking about the girl with the sperm.
With the sperm. When I told you, when I first called you and told you that they were actually selling sperm for $50 and $75, you couldn't even believe that was the going rate for sperm versus eggs.
You said 75,000.
And I said $75.
Okay, I don't be understanding you because I couldn't tell if you were saying 75,000 or $75. Okay, but all
No,
right.
they were selling. Actually, black men were selling their sperm, and there's data out there shows you they get nothing for their sperm. Now, when they resell it, that's something totally different. But women are selling their eggs for like $5,000 and $6,000, and the sperm don't have no value to it. Now,
Well,
you
no,
gonna need this, huh?
it's got value, OG. It's just like the black men aren't
But
getting no
I
value.
know it has value. I know it has value. But I'm just saying is how they look at it.
Oh no, they just gonna pay you whatever because like that's what you'll accept. But the bank is gonna get from the women a lot more.
Well, I put it this way. I'm looking at it the same way that men have looked at just the whole sexual relationship. Up before the manosphere, I would say the manosphere came along and started talking about these conversations. I'm going to tell you that men didn't have any value. They will always look at the prize was the woman's box. They had never, that's why you got strip clubs with females. Because men look at women. Yeah, men's. I get that from you, Bernard.
No, you
Men
don't.
look at, you say it a lot, Bernard.
I said it by accident the other day, and I corrected myself, but I don't say it a lot.
Okay, but okay. We're going to let you slide on that. But anyway, this is why we have female strip club. We don't have a bunch of males because it's more value on a woman's box. And you think you win the trophy when you get the box. She don't think she get the trophy when she gets the, I probably, but what I'm saying is that's the way they look at it in every aspect of life. Our sperm is worth nothing compared to a woman's eggs. They look at it the same way we look at it in the sex relationship. And so until we change that, only person can change that is us. If we go be in this kind of market where we go be donating our sperm, we gonna have to put a value on it. Way more than $50 and $75.
I agree. If something is supply and demand. If something is rare in the market, then that means you can raise the price. That just is what it is. But shout out to Deacon Salty Balls. I'm just realizing the good brother sent actually at the start of the show he sent a $50 cash app. I didn't even check. COG, I don't be checking my phone because I didn't even acknowledge a $50 cash app from Salty Balls. See, that lets you know I wasn't lying about your $5 cash app you sent me that I ignored. I wasn't lying.
That was the second time you did it. So I give you the first time, but goddamn it, the second time. That's some bullshit. But you just trying to get off the air and hope that wasn't gonna come up.
Oh man.
salty balls. Put them in your mouth. Put them in your mouth and suck them and suck them.
Shout out to Salty Balls. Shout out to Salty Balls. The link is in the chat room. Anybody want to come up and speak on this? You know, we started talking out about Ebony K Williams and the whole sperm thing. Then we start talking about this whole Magic Johnson picture that came out, and you know, rather not this shit is just normal at this point, or you know, we was debating that. I mean, we're debating that, talking about a number of issues. Y'all can come up and speak on any of those issues, but now we deep off into what some would call conspiracy theory land with it, where they talking about all the inner workings and behind the scenes stuff that goes on in Hollywood, and how people are, you know, how this type of stuff is imposed on certain people, you know, and whatnot. That's sort of what we on right now. So y'all can come up and speak on that or any of the topics. Quarter Water in the building says, hold on, Jay Speed is talking through a toilet paper roll. Yeah. You
okay, they fuck women today. But anyway, now it's gonna sound crazy, but I got a theory.
All right.
It might not be the total cause, but I think it could be something you could connect. I raised all my sons to never, ever have sex with their wives or their girlfriend while they was pregnant. Now, think about a fetus, 6 and 7 months, trying to dodge a dick. This is why, I mean, there's only so much space in the belly. Now, I know it sounds weird, but nobody never thought about this, all right? And I'm saying, you know, your child is sitting in there, you know, most child, they know, suck on their thumbs while they're in the belly, all right? And dick dodging is nothing a child should be having to go through and inside a woman's stomach. And I think no, people saying, come on, OG. But think about this. There's a reason why Muslims and why certain African people don't have sex when woman is past her first trimester. Come on now. Y'all can say what you want to say is, you act as if that child know the music you play, right? You can play music for while that woman is pregnant, and that child will respond to that music when that child is born. You saying if that child is dodging a dick for 5, you know, some people want to make love to their women all the way up to she a water break, okay? Y'all gonna act like these children don't know that it was in there. And think about it. A lot of times when the man is not around, it's stepdaddy dick they gotta dodge. And you can't tell me that don't have some type of effect on that child when that child is born. So this is why I told all my sons never to have sex with their girl once he finds out she's pregnant. I think it's just, we don't put things together.
What kind of effect do it have on them though? Well, what did it do? Okay, if we accept the premise that they was dodging dicks in the womb, in the okay, all right. Now, what kind of effect that's going to have?
Well, it depends where the dick was hitting at. I mean, you know how the baby's sitting in the stomach, you know, and depends how good the child was at dodging. It might didn't have any effect.
Man, I'm done.
But no, I mean, we don't think about these things, but we gotta put this in the equation, man. Why we don't think about this?
Oh my goodness.
Everything a woman goes through, from drugs to everything that she consume in a system, and you go tell me dick dodging is not one of the things that would affect a child. Now, who could say that? What science could tell me it wouldn't have an effect?
All right, we're gonna move on.
Okay, I just want to put that in there. Oh, my friend is here.
Yes. I think he's coming up to co-sign some of the Hollywood shit. that y'all was talking that you was talking about. But go ahead, keep it 100. You got it, man.
Because I don't know too much about dick dodging with babies. I don't know how many dicks go up that far. The baby got to dodge the shit. I don't know where the baby gonna be going to dodge a dick that could reach him. I was thinking about something, right? First I want to say, a lot of what he said, like when one of the things that OG said that stood out to me is he said, to you guys, it's rumors, but to us, it's common knowledge, people that are in the town. And, me being from the East Coast and then coming out to the West Coast, and I'm in, I don't live in LA, but I'm in LA often. You wouldn't believe how true what he said is. Is a fact what he's saying. And, if it was BS, I'd call it BS, but I done heard some first person stories. If you're in, especially in the adult circle, the mainstream Hollywood circle and the adult circle do intermingle, very much so. But another thing I wanted to point out, now you see how we had the whole Me Too thing, and you had Hollywood moguls that were pretty much, I guess, using their power allegedly to make women who were trying to be actresses and trying to get film roles, do the casting couch thing. Think about this, right? Power, I think, what is it? The Ghost series. I don't know who in here watches Power Ghost, right? The white boy in the show who plays Tariq's partner, who I guess he's supposed to be the new Tommy. In real life, this kid is gay. In real life, right? But in the show, he's a heterosexual dude. He's banging black chicks, the whole nine. The gangster's son, right, is gay in the show, but he's heterosexual in real life. And this dude has to do all types of like nasty shit in the show for the role. I remember Morris Chestnut made a commentary on Power 105 about him losing a lot of roles because he wouldn't take like gay roles. Why isn't this a Me Too? Think about the fact that not taking a gay role can affect your career the same way not fucking a Hollywood mogul as a woman can affect your career. Does anybody see a contradiction here? Or is it just me?
I see what you're saying, but in order for that to really, fully hit home, is it like, okay, you don't take the gay role, so we're going to make sure that you don't get no straight roles in the future.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, then if that's the case, then yeah.
It impacts you. Turning down gay roles as a straight man, especially a straight black man, because they remember, Chappelle and a few others said it. They always try to make the black man put on a dress, right? And when you say no, it impacts your ability to work, not to get gay roles, but to work, right? And now what they're doing, especially on TV, not just the films, but on TV, is the depiction of, especially black men, man on man sex is like crazy. Think about this. If everything is so pro alphabet, why we don't see these explicit lesbian sex scenes on TV? Because men would like that too much. We would love that. We would love to see, we would not mind seeing two women on TV. And if you see one or two, it's not even equal to the amount of two guys on screen. But back to the point is in Hollywood, right? They impact your ability to work by your refusal to do, homoerotic scenes. Again, especially as black men, because it's something that they throw at us a lot. How many scenes you see on TV where it's two white guys going at it? It's not often.
I don't know.
It's not often. So, of course there's something behind that. So like, it's kind of like what he said, like there's that. And then, it's kind of like testing to see what your tolerance level is without really pressing up on you. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but you know what he said about, you know, the rumors and this and that. Like, you hear enough things about certain people, man, it rings true. That's a real thing in Hollywood, and they know it. But you know, people, they speak about it amongst themselves, and then every once in a while you get an insider who'll talk to the Enquirer or this one or that one, and it'll reach us. But nah, that's a real thing in Hollywood, man. And they, you know, they allude to things and this and that and the other. Like, it's just real crazy how that's played, man. And you know, I was talking to somebody else now. What's his name? Michael Jai White. He has a movie coming out called Outlaw Johnny Black, right? I don't know if y'all seen the trailer for this, but it's kind of like a, you know, it's kind of like the Black Dynamite thing, but it's like a Western type of thing, right? If you notice, right, somebody like Michael Jai White, somebody, you know, he put out Black Dynamite, it became a cult thing, it made money and all this other stuff. Why isn't Hollywood throwing money at this guy? You got to think about it. Because he ain't with the bullshit.
Yeah.
He ain't with it. Right. So Outlaw Johnny Black, which took years to complete. Like, I've been waiting for this movie, just like I was waiting for Black Dynamite, because Black Dynamite took years for them to put together. Same thing with this film. But he's one of them guys that he ain't no Terry Crews. He'll break somebody's neck. And this is who they don't invest in. Guys like this who ain't with, you know, that Hollywood, you know, pinky up shit. Like, they not with it. So that's just how the game works. Movies and music, the music industry also. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
And just to go further with that, look at Kevin Hart. When he first got in the industry, the first thing he said, he would never put on a dress. Now go back and look at Saturday Night Live, and they got him looking like a true fairy. A true fairy. They got him in a dress. And so this is what I'm saying is, Bernard, sometimes people grasp for fame, bro, will make them buy a ticket that they gonna have to hold that ticket for the rest of their life. And some people are not willing to do it. You can always tell the ones who bought that ticket. You know why? It's not about their success. It's about how much is that cameras in their face when they're not working. You don't see the camera in front of Denzel Washington. You don't hear nothing about Denzel Washington and his wife. He's not part of neither one of them gangs. You see what I'm saying? So there are a small number of people who do go through Hollywood and be successful, but that's not the norm, bro. The norm is you go through it, they go challenge you with something, you go to a party, especially when you start first coming up. I remember when I did that movie with Bridget Fonda, Point of No Return. That's when the Tony thing came. Then they're like, well, now he don't taste the water of Paris. Let's see how far he'll go. And when I gave him that hard no, my career started to change drastically. Seriously. And I got to the point that I like, okay, y'all gonna fight like this, I'm gonna fight y'all ass all the way through it. And my last movie was Congo. And I fought their ass all the way through that movie. About some of the bullshit they were trying to pull on the African guys who didn't know better, because I was in the union and they weren't. But they still was principals in that movie, so I was telling them the things they should get. So this is just the way Hollywood worked, and thinking Hollywood worked just like this. I was in the movie industry before I got into Hollywood, so I knew exactly what I was getting into, because the music industry is just as downright dirty as, that's why you see all these people coming out. Now they'll come out and they don't have no shame. I sleep with a man or a woman. You know what I mean? But the music industry has been like that too, because the same people who are ahead of the music industry is the brother and sister companies of Hollywood.
They all in the same tent.
Yeah.
Well, hold on for a second. I think
I want to address that super chat because homie.
Uno, Yeah. Uno, for the $5 super chat, I do appreciate that. He says Tommy from Ghost is not gay. He's married to a white woman. Go ahead, keep on it.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about Joe Sikora. I was talking about the young white boy that plays Brendan in Power Ghost. I'm not the Tariq's partner. I ain't talking about Tommy from the original Power. I'm talking about the young white boy that's in the spinoff. So I just wanted to straighten that out. I'm gonna have to jump. But thanks for having me on, and I'm gonna continue listening. But y'all go ahead and do y'all thing.
All right, cool. Peace. Make sure y'all go subscribe to keep it 100. Make sure y'all go
good
subscribe.
afternoon to you, gentlemen.
All right, peace out, OG.
I put my commentary on it. I think this has always been a normal in the area of entertainment where they get black males mostly to look like females, or and particularly in the comedy business. Like David Chappelle had to stand up to him, and then look what happened to David Chappelle. They, made him look like he was crazy and he was on crack, even though this was a devout Muslim. He was a devoted Muslim and didn't even eat pork. It was wow. It's like, and people really believed that he was a crazy crackhead, and he went to a continent of Africa to go do a narcotic. People really believed that shit. And it was like, oh, he's just a crazy crackhead. Kevin Hart, he said he was never going to put on a dress. He ended up putting on the dress. Denzel Washington, if he don't really watch himself, they're going to try to do some shit to him. If he starts talking that conservative shit that he's been talking the last few years, if they going to kind of like start Xing him out, and then they're going to say, well, Denzel Washington was on Zambian, and Denzel did something to beat his wife, even though these things were never true. But
that is an interesting thing when you bring up the conservative angle, because like it is shocking just how many people in Hollywood, with all the culture warring and back and forth with how it plays out politically or whatever, like everybody in Hollywood, 99.7% of them are progressives. That's probably the best way to say it. Yeah, so it's like it is an interesting dynamic that it's that strong, but it's not possible that it could be that many people that are just that much leaning to the left. It's almost like you have to stay silent about it in order for your career. Otherwise, somebody's gonna stop hiring you. So that is another area where you can't
see they ain't gonna touch Denzel. They ain't gonna touch him yet until they make him fall out with the black community, because black women love Denzel. The moment you get black women to turn on Denzel, that's when you can kill his career. That's when you can just kill him, like right there. You can kill him. As of late years, sisters ain't talking about Denzel. But back when you and I was coming up in the 90s, that was like that was their boy. That was their guy, man.
Oh yeah.
He was the bona fide sex star. But the moment he started talking that conservative stuff, I started even noticing he ain't getting much black press. Not anymore.
I think black folks still love Denzel. He aged out of he just wasn't the sex symbol no more. But black folks still got love for him. Yeah, black folks still got love for him though.
Yeah, he wasn't. But let's fall back on Paul Mooney. All right, I want y'all to know y'all been living along long enough to know two great events happened, and y'all didn't even understand it. When the Bill Cosby case was going on,
yes, talk about it.
Hugh Hefner were subpoenaed to testify because all these things supposed to happen in his place, and he died a week later. All right. Y'all didn't put the two things together. Now, we can say his age and all that, but think about it.
Yeah, you're 117 years old and you died. Ain't no conspiracy theory.
But I do understand that. But I want you to think about this next one.
Okay.
When Paul Mooney accusers start coming out about him, all of a sudden Paul Mooney was doing, like every week you would find something, he was there and he wasn't sickly or anything. He died a month later. Now, there's been a joke in Hollywood about how the Mooney twins was born. That he lost a bet with Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor told him, if you lose this bet, you will have to fuck a woman. And they say Paul Mooney had the worstest time when he was having sex with this white woman and saying, I don't know how I got myself in this. I don't even like pussy, But in Richard Pryor's book itself says, I don't know why you getting so uppity, Paul Mooney, because I fuck you over there by the fireplace. That's in his book. Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor said that in his book. That's in writing.
Yeah, that's in writing. Paul Mooney never pushed back on it or anything because it's still on the internet right now. You can go look at the Richard Pryor and roast. When they roasted him, you'll see a lot of homosexual words. I don't think you can say that anymore, can you, Bernard? Homo?
Yeah, I can.
Okay,
yeah,
alphabet people, whatever. Okay, you'll hear a lot of that in that roast. And Paul Mooney was known to hang out on Century at Motel 6. I seen him there a couple times myself because I used to live right by the airport. So y'all got to understand when these things come out and when people even come out and they're getting ready to get caught or people come out and speak against it, for some reason or another, these people, Joan Rivers, said everybody know that Michelle Obama was a tranny. And she died the next week in a fucking dentist chair. How many people die in a dentist chair?
I don't know.
So I'm just saying there's a lot of power in Hollywood. It's an old established club and it's more tight knit than the police. And when you understand they can't get you unless they get something on you. Because if they can't get something on you, they will reject you. And that's just the way the music industry is ran. And it is the way that the movie industry is ran. It's all the same thing.
All right. Keep 100 said Richard called Paul Mooney Miss Thing at the roast. I may look up that roast and just check it out. I might check out that roast. But all right. Hold on real quick. One moment. Wrong moment. Wait for it. All right, y'all. Special thanks and acknowledgement to Machismo.
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
All right, yeah, heard it there. We've done so much with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything with nothing. Go subscribe to Machismo TV. Make sure you go subscribe to Machismo TV, the best male-centric clips, channel, and highlight reels on the internet. Make sure you go and check it on out. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, because we at the 2-hour mark of this bad boy, we about to get up out of here. I'd like to thank everybody for coming on in and be a part of this. And Sir Tice, quit doing that to me. I'm at the end of the show. Quit trying to pop up at the last minute. You see, I'm trying to end the show. You saw this shit. You saw this shit, Sir Tice. You always do that.
Stop making love to your woman when she's pregnant, please, guys.
No, fuck that. Oh, and shout out to Mr. Super Chat. Dame C did say, is dick dodging the same as draft dodging? OG, he said, yeah, he believes that you shouldn't have sex with your woman when you're pregnant. You got the baby dodging dick. That's just crazy. We ain't going there. But we getting the hell up out of here, y'all.
If I can get a last word.
And come on, man, make it
Brief.
30 seconds.
All right,
30
cool.
seconds. I'm trying to go.
I'll put this in the chat for the audience for everybody who don't agree or OG said everything that OG said about Paul Mooney. Go to the 30s. What is it? The mark is the 30-minute, 34 minute mark where they talking about doing something with some white executive or whatever, Richard Pryor and Paul Mooney or whatever. They talk about it in detail. They acting like it's a roast, but these jokes are coming off too real for it to not be real. So what OG said was spot on. You can
what he did was sucked his dick.
Oh shit.
On it. But really, Paul, it's really been a pleasure working with you because we worked together many years ago on the Red Fox show. We started writing together, and we walked into the office with the white man, and Paul didn't. What he did was sucked his dick. But I must say, Paul had a sense of humor. He didn't let him come in his mouth. But seriously, Paul wrote most of the dialogue for everybody up here tonight, and he's a brilliant writer. And, we went once to what was that man's name that we went to and we had to fight? The producer, the Bill Sheldon Leonard. Sheldon Leonard. We walked in his office. We was there for an hour together, and Sheldon Leonard picked our brains and he said, "Thank you, and you can leave now." And I asked for the money, and Paul said, "Don't do that. Don't get us in no trouble now." I threatened to kick his ass, and Paul tried to join him.
Yeah, man, this is
all in fun.
All right.
Next,
I'm assuming that's it on the gay shit. He ain't gonna say nothing.
I don't remember all of it, but I'm just.
We heard enough.
He said another one that he was so high that he had this transsexual he was sleeping with, and when he woke up from his high, he kept him for another couple more days because he was so good. Now this is Richard Pryor speaking on himself, so y'all gotta understand.
OG, don't forget. Don't forget when Quincy Jones had talked about Richard Pryor and Marlon Brando. Okay,
right.
Yeah, and that's
yes.
Quincy Jones who came out and told y'all that.
Say Quincy was snitching on everybody, but he was the head leader of all that bullshit. When he took that little young boy and said he was gonna be Michael Jackson, and flipped him, so Quincy Jones was known in the music industry doing what he did. There was no secret in that.
All right. We got to wrap this up. But all right, thank you. I don't even know what to do with this damn this roast situation here. I might watch it, but I don't damn. All right, we about to get up out of here. I'd like to thank everybody for coming on through. Appreciate each and every one of you. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Peace.
Have a good weekend.